If you are trying to get your little one to sleep longer at night and you have come across the term dream feeding and you're wondering if it's right for your little one, this video is for you. Hello, I'm Haley Henahan with Littlesleepersanddreamers.com, and I am your pediatric sleep consultant. If you are wondering what dream feeding is, stick around because in this video I'm going to be talking about what dream feeding is, if it actually works, and why you should stop it cold turkey. So what is dream feeding? Dream feeding is the process where you put your child down for bed at their bedtime, and then a few hours later, when it's your bedtime, you sneak into their room, get them out of their crib, give them a feeding without waking them up, and put them back in their crib in hopes that it will fill them up, allowing them to sleep a little longer, which then lets you sleep a little longer. So let me give you an example. Say you put your little one to bed at 7 o'clock. You're not ready for bed at 7 o'clock, so you're not going to be crawling into bed at that time. Unless you're very tired, then maybe you will. But for the most part, you probably won't be going to bed at 7 p.m. You'll stay up till maybe 9, 10, 10:30, and then you'll want to go to bed. So if you know that your little one can sleep 5 hours and then will need a feeding, so counting from 7, they'll be up by midnight, which means if you go to bed at 10:30, you'll be up in an hour and a half. That doesn't sound very fun. You would rather get a longer stretch of sleep, right? So the idea is to go into your child's room at 10:30, give them a feeding without waking them up and putting them back in their crib so that they will start the clock over of those 5 hours or however long your little one can sleep before needing a feeding. This will then allow you to sleep for that amount of time instead of needing to get up shortly after you go to bed. Sounds like a great plan, right? I know I would love to get more consolidated sleep. But is it actually something that is proven to be accurate? Is it something that works? And is it helpful to your little one? So, does it actually work? Well, the idea of keeping your little one asleep for an entire feeding and putting them back down actually might be a little hard. You might actually be waking them up when you go into dream feed. And if you wake them up, it can mess up their sleep cycle and it could even cause more frequent night wakings. You don't want to be interrupting their sleep cycles. You want them to be doing their full sleep cycle and wake up naturally on their own. There actually is no research that shows that this works. And in fact, those that promote dream feeding say it will only work about 50% of the time anyway, if it is done correctly. So parents may say that they do notice more consolidated sleep, that their little one is sleeping better. But is it from the dream feeding or is it because they're naturally maturing and growing and just happen to be sleeping better? It's hard to say. There's no actual research evidence that shows that dream feeding actually works. It would take a controlled research study to prove this, and that hasn't been done before. So while it sounds like a great idea and it sounds like it could work, it might not be the best, and let me tell you why it's not. So let me start by giving you an analogy. Say that you decide you want to lose some weight and you decide to go on this diet that is very strict, very rigid, and you do it. And before you know, you are seeing results. You are losing the weight that you wanted to, and you're feeling better about yourself. But your diet is so restricted that it is not something that you can sustainably do for a long time. And while you might be seeing those results in the short term, In the long run, it's not something that you can sustain. So then you go back to your old habits of eating whatever and not working out, and you're back where you started. And sometimes even you probably have gained even more because you have been so restrictive that you eat even more when you are done with doing your diet. In the same way, dream feeding is kind of an easy, quick way and not getting those long-term results that you want. So as I said, if you go in and actually wake up your baby, you are asking for more fragmented sleep. And that is not something that tired parents want. You want to train your little one to sleep longer stretches. You want them to rely on their cues and not just tanking them up, filling them up, and hoping that they sleep better. Dream feeding also promotes an eat-to-sleep association, and that is not what you want for your little one. You want to break that association. You don't want them to think that they need that food, that they need that feeding for a good night's sleep. You want them to know that they can fall asleep on their own without feeding to sleep. So anytime you are feeding your little one, whether they are a newborn, 3 months, 8 months, however old, you want to make sure that your child is fully awake the entire time. You want them to be aware that eating is for nourishment. Eating is to help their body get what it needs. You might be going in and giving a feeding and they might not even need that much. You don't want to be promoting this eating for comfort. So you want to make sure that anytime you feed your baby, the lights are on, they are awake, and you are doing everything you can to show them that this is feeding time, and feeding to sleep does not collide. So your job is to keep them awake. When you introduce this concept of dream feeding, they are connecting the association, and that is not what you want to be helping them do. If you are successfully able to dream feed where they don't wake up, they aren't understanding that they are getting that nutrients. Their brain is not understanding that they are eating because they are asleep. So you want to make sure that they are awake so they realize that, oh, this is eating time. I am eating. Another thing that a dream feeding does is it could be reinforcing the tendency of waking up for a feeding. So your little one might start predicting that they get food at 10:30, and then they're going to start waking up on their own for food. And that might not even be what their body nutritionally needs. The point of feeding is to give them that nourishment and then get them back to sleep. You don't want them to be waking up to feed if they don't nutritionally need that nourishment. Aren't we trying to get our little ones to be sleeping through the night? So having this dream feeding might cause their schedule to shift, and then they will wake up expecting this feeding, and you're trying to get their sleep a little more consolidated. So introducing this dream feeding is not the best option when it comes to helping your little one sleep through the night in the long term. So while getting consolidated sleep is the ultimate goal and is what we want to focus on, we want to do it the right way. We don't want to do that really strict diet where we're cutting everything out, getting those results fast, and then finding out that, oh man, now I've gained more weight because this didn't work and I have more steps to do to get this corrected. So we want your little one in the same way, not to have this dream feeding, but to wake up naturally on their own when they need the nourishment. So in the beginning, it might be a little hard. You might be getting up frequently or soon after you go to bed, but that's okay because the more consistent you are with having them follow their cues, being awake for a feeding, and really making sure that they're only eating for nourishment is how you will help your little one get more consolidated sleep. The best way to help your little one get to sleep can be a puzzle, but I'm here to give you all the pieces so that you can put that puzzle together quickly and easily, getting your little one to sleep well at night. If you need some help, go ahead and send me an email at littlesleepersanddreamers@gmail.com, and I would love to get you started. If you have any questions and just want to have a conversation with me, you can go ahead to my website, littlesleepersanddreamers.com, and schedule a free 15-minute consult where we can discuss the sleep struggles your little one is having, and I can let you know how I am able to help you get your little one sleeping 11 to 12 hours every night. In the comments below, let me know, have you tried dream feeding? What has your experience been like? If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button and the alert bell as more videos will be coming your way. I'll see you in the next one. Sweet dreams.